call life. Enti ye bompaye na ye di dwumadi no ahyase. Said ye and then nim se wo nim ne ibri ka kire na me no nom ho nkwan bebre. Enti ye call life. Bra me enti ho no ye mompaye. Etinyame awosro ye do ase. Se wadom ne wodonti enne ama ye kwan na Dr. Vera Kuffour Manu. Niema wona mwadon so boa no nimdie obeboa yem bi titru bra ye wo tibia bi mu a vaccine abay nkrofo bebre ehu abo ebinom nte ase wo conspiracy theories and nam mframa munti bra na obeboa ye na yenya nte ase niema bi so anya nokro yi waboa ma ayi afri mu no fa no so kasa kyerɛ Yesu din mu na yesho wadom mu amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yansana obeba no besa me kɔ yedi ye intro no edi animu ha sei. Dr. Manu, will enrich your family program yiso. Medani actually amount.
You are so. That's a bit brave. You mean you are no medamo when you ask it, saying you may more take time because yawada into middle of the week, getting to the end of the week. No man who said if I was so far into medamwase. Some more bear you ray. Nasa never shall say also for bumpire that, but we say we can't be free Bible moon. John chapter 1 verse 3. Or say through him all things were made. Without him, nothing was made that has been made. Now, if you're Colossians 1:16, so I say, for in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. Debbie, I'm deciding which I say my coronavirus a vaccine presentation. I didn't know me side free set. Sa coronaviruses no onyankopon na boy we beka say eh the man I just know onyankopon boy onyankopon na boy ade nyina ye nipa ye wo ye wo bacteria omo ye funu mu a omo ne ye nete ho omo enya ade omo ha me ye and omo ye bone omo nya ye bone omo te ho ye frɛ bi symbiotic said e be omo betumi aboa ne enso betumi aye den aboa wo na problem ba ko ho ne say so wonom antibiotics be breed drew baby and as bacteria no why very aggressive and unti the afraid be methylene resistant and bacteria no nti no why very aggressive be drew baby but you know God made bacteria no to live there for a purpose. It is ana coronavirus is you know mo e wo ho no mo onyankopon bo dodo no ano dodo na e time wo emwa mu na onyankopon aka kire say mo abi wo ho ni kwanse ere. But the pass on thing, who said the paya swording, when Yakupo Casa men you say, no, ye den ye. Ain't he? Nipa swording in Tino. And I'm a coronaviruses when say a course area. Coronaviruses, they've been there for a long time. It because a common cold. And I say you flew your way. May sure someone is SARS, so who has a memory beginning as our coronaviruses near day, of course. Now, current coronavirus, we will share my screen. Current coronavirus, we dear. Or no, dear, a bit different from the Akana. No war. I didn't know I say a bit different. A bit different if we say, and no. A bit different because no, dear, a problem at the other say is the problems we've been abraying. Into Batuma, it is looking forward COVID-19 vaccines. America has say total cases of COVID and over 29 million. And now Nipa winning over 527,000, almost 530,000 Nipa newu. Vaccine doses are deliver. Yes, they are deliver various states over 131 million 98 million that so far no nipa ayeden ye dia wo na ye hwe coronavirus so we are seeing na so hwe wo map they say they see a light no e wo ba bia we are see ba bia duru ho no Now, we share coronavirus cities. It's always IS or Hiniche. The entire friend of corona, and they say IS or Hiniche crown into your friend of corona. No. And I will share a virus almost spikes the one, and when they sa coronavirus, the proteins, you know, and I will say a tree day. Into your bus when your coronavirus as our proteins, you know, and a bay now take it over your body. Into your identity cry a friend. Novel coronavirus, because the coronavirus will fry day, you 2019. I know to your friend the novel coronavirus because I for 2019. But your other coronavirus, of course, it common cold, just a mild cold. It's your friend COVID-19 because C only standing for corona, also because I or VI standing for virus, D a disease. And now, 18 year friend of coronavirus. Now, they didn't see a friend of coronavirus 19, if we see a 2019. And because it was discovered in 2019, 18 year friend of COVID-19. Now, see if your coronavirus, yeah, affected a before more. And now, Kumi and so, dear baby, see any Spanish for no, yare no yede, a more, the side day, say, more. No, we can say, oh, I didn't see no say, but so because your comorbidities. No correct, your yare would what to say diabetes, the high blood pressure. But to have brought phone so even so yare would was say diabetes, the high blood pressure. Due for promo yare be a friend of Tay-Sachs. I brought phone so will be a friend of cystic fibrosis or prayer and also so respiratory disease across the problems in the brain. Then the other 18 yare kumi, yes. Sa a yare ahodoɔ no wɔ hɔ, but there's something deeper and so ɛkɔ so yɛ hunem dua no ma ɛma yɛn no yɛnya yare na cause problems bebree over time. Enti yɛ will be a friend of enzymes. Enzymes ebi wɔ biara nipadua mu. Na enzyme no na adwuma yɛ ane sɛ ɛboa ma biribi yɛ den ɛkɔ so ntɛntɛm. Ti mema example ɛte sɛ deɛ wode bɔɔde asi gya so. Now we didn't chini agumu. And chini sa rabe enzyme, be catalyst, airboa, said the bay and any bed, a bit to be a who intentem. Into ye were enzymes were your body. Now enzyme no, a piano said ye no air day ACT. And it's no na substrate the bed and baby shemu, into a baby shemu and afia yemading, a boamba enzyme to me dear say a ding, it to me a ding, ed. Now, when MDM, you will be a friend of angiotensin converting enzyme 2. May assure some more blood pressure, and it be a what ACE inhibitor. And the ACE inhibitor, you may dear what DNA say, or no preventive enzyme, we said it be an entry in a juma. Never blood pressure in your day, and costrosro, now to be a control of blood pressure. Yen or angiotensin converting enzyme 2 a day, or your hunem dream. Nor no cry, you may dear ben would de, or your hunem dream. Sa angiotensin converting enzyme 2 you. Or no pa dwumadi be pa na we den odi e we ye honem dua mu. Nti meme nka nkyere mo dwumadi a odi. Nti efa so wo kwa na blood pressure ye den e kɔ fom wo honem dua mu. Blood pressure ne kɔ fom a e kwa no na nsuo so wo mu aye den e kɔ fom. Na message kɔ wo kidneys no mu. Aka akire ne se sa brain nipa we ne blood pressure kɔ fom. Nti e wo se etu ye bibi. Meanwhile, liver no sweated that so blood pressure perform. Into a na liver na release be a friend angiotensinogen. A na wo kidneys no so I release be a friend renin. Into yes na renin no angiotensinogen here den akabo. Obo kabo ba no ba ye be a friend angiotensin 1. Into yes angiotensin 1 ni ria. Na wo lungs so message a call lungs no mu e ka chance say abre nipa ko we ne blood pressure ko ma see etumi ye bi ehun bi intentem said e be blood pressure no betumi aye den abastro na aye normalized enti ekopa ubon se sa angiotensin converting enzyme ka ho asemi lungs na ye den a release a na ni angiotensin 1 no aka abo e kabo pa na sa abre na from angiotensin 2. Enti for me angiotensin 2 ni pe kwa na sa angiotensin 2 no e call blood vessels no. Enti your blood vessels me describing it as a plumbing system e wo fi. Unso wo kitchen hono unso pipes ne na wo kitchen sink da se. Nessa pipes no se block ya unso cause problems. Enti be fret cardiovascular system to see your heart ni your vessels no. And no ni your plumbing system o ye den e wo ye hundem duemu. Enti ho na message no ko angiotensin the message no ko e kwa na ye den sa vessels na akwa active also that is say tumi constricted into a constricted pan after blood pressure na yeden etumi yeden apostro na face sodium ni nsuo so afri wo no etumi yeden absorb it back into ohunam dua no. What did I do? Okay. There to be a day, I call him Dianum. I didn't mean to mean next page. Okay, what's going on? Okay, sorry. All right. 80-angiotensin 2-year make out one semi. So what's your picture where he owns a catcher and more high blood pressure and where you're sure someone will be a friend ACE inhibitor. Example, you're Lisinopro. It is in running to me block is angiotensin 2 edumedia woody. Now, angiotensin converting enzyme 2 jumedia ADR say a what no control blood pressure. Now, things were what a prevent organ damage. Into organ damage, a day, a bini say your lungs, if you made a assay, and answer a heart problem, bay a bebum. Into jumedia do a prevent injury. So it is said in case your woody pediano war honum. Now walk our car, Debbie our car, we use defensive driving. Said your bay when you're injured. It is angiotensin 2, no jumedio a prevent injury of every organ ye day, away when him dream. Now SARS-CoV-2 no, sepo when him dream one, a taking angiotensin converting enzyme no, a taking a hostage. Into the moment of it taking a hostage, no, Jumedian can see a deal, no, ne preventing injury of organs, no, into me, yes, Jumedian view. Into Sabia taking a hostage, I say actually will be near the what you become an inmate. Into what time Biano, or be near dictating time I'll sorry, time I'll be that, time I'll be say. Into that's the same thing. The moment I will be not COVID-19, they take it over angiotensin enzyme 2, no, it take it over. Sabrain and Kajumedia say, dear, prevent it. Injury no and to be any view into not taking a hostage. Not as they say COVID-19 on one day do pay a winning dream. Now mommy am right a baby form where or we a study be 2020. Now do who say because of environmental selection, yay every before no people of African descendants no. Yeah what angiotensin 2 no converting enzyme 2 no yeah the and shut down dorsal. Into the moment SARS-CoV-2 no ebe yebenya through your nostrils and your num no e also so no angiotensin converting enzyme 2 no bebre wo ho enti se ko na ko so ne mu pa sabre no angiotensin converting enzyme 2 no dwumadi anka ese die no enti bi nyesa dwumadi ni bio enti bi prevent injury bio enu nti na COVID-19 no e multi organ system disease. What does that mean? So we nya COVID-19 cause problems for lungs, it cause problems for heart, it cause problems even in your kidneys. When you COVID-19, or what we are on dialysis. And that means it affects your entire organs in your body. And when you know almost said your COVID now at the same time, so of course they have a and we'll see vaccines. Now just to put it out there, so mRNA technology has been there for a long time. And now they know we mRNA technology. mRNA technology used to import in some cancer drugs years ago. So it's something that's already there. Into what last year, 2020, no, and mRNA technology. So vaccine, they have used it in the past. In Ebola, no many idea, no, they have also used it. It is something that's already there. Because some idea. Now, SARS vaccine so far, no, it's not approved by the FDA. There's a difference. A drug is approved by the FDA. For example, Tylenol has been approved by the FDA. Okay, Lisinopro has been approved by the FDA. Insulin has been approved by the FDA. But vaccines now also say no, they have not been approved. It's for emergency use authorization. Remember some say, what is emergency use authorization? And when they said during a pandemic, no, or in a public health emergency, no, abai no mahu kwine. Some will make to me your research. Now research no we near check BBI okay. You better go ahead near mamu emergency use authorization. The brabo be use a drone. We use a analysis later on. Be afraid be ad hoc analysis. It will research. You better analysis later on, and as a retrospective study looking back into yes idea. No new who say yes vaccine juma. Then we'll go ahead and approve it. But if someone TB has to say. The fact that emergency use authorization in vaccine, no, and yet it is still good. FDA went through the same process. The same process on they go through to approve any drug, no, they already did it. And these are scientists that all over the United States, and even sometimes they're scientists outside of the United States. And who presents our new drug and they do come out what review data, and usually it's a lot of data. I'm talking about pages upon pages. If you walk around the pages, could be over 5,000 or 6,000 pages of clinical trial data. Into almost picking apart and reading exercise some walking no cry no cry and son or what picking apart no when you say share not the who share you do and what me at us and will say, do we need to move forward or do we need to back out of this? And to let you know all your COVID-19 vaccine trials no and go for the vaccines DB and to be Andrews emergency use authorization. Usually for a normal vaccine, the clinical trials, it takes a very long time. It can take over 5 to 10 years. And baby it takes longer than that. And usually a starting free preclinical trial stage. A testing one and 1 year, they take you about 5 to 10 years. Near phase 1. Phase 1, it's about 20 to 50 volunteers. It may take you about 3 years. Phase 1, what is it doing to the body? So anyhow toxic is the drug to the body. You do phase 2, you share toxicity. You really are efficacy. Phase 3. Phase 3, almost 5,000 volunteers. It may take you about 3 years. And so the final approval vaccine, we are near phase 4. And year monitor vaccines. So after say near monitor draw your moja. So maybe a polio vaccine dano and a hepatitis B vaccine. Who say why you say for too much near so if you have immunity into that's when we do it. The COVID-19 vaccine, the preclinical trial it didn't take a year. It just was 0 years. So basically we couldn't count it because it was very fast. You call phase 2, we had about 20 to 50 volunteers. It took about 6 to 9 months. Phase 2, so about 100 to 300 volunteers. Now phase 3, we had almost close to 5,000 volunteers, but that was a very short period. And as they say, they started mass vaccinations. We say slide we swap at me share with mRNA technology. Into mRNA technology, do you say what COVID or no mRNA? mRNA just said messenger ribonucleic acid. Ye will be a friendly DNA. DNA no never will banny it be a soul into work with that. If you're not put on so the so and only sound DNA. Na sa mRNA yensu nipa ye will be. You do my DNA say a proteins away your name DMO. So when they build the amino acids near day, a your name DMO. Into our fat COVID and the mRNA kakra. Now COVID mRNA no a very fragile, so breakers be a fragile like any other things is ya bubu. Ain't the answer you between me a swana manako name DMO. And so to be the shabby bibo. Ain't ya funnel and ya shed lipid. We will say lipid cry a dear bad dear. So she ensure everyone when one say na a round that's a round bubbles be a round and no any lipid na ye cano into your fat mRNA near the shell lipid near smano ye the vaccine near smanessa conipedium to the wawa. We are sending the messenger RNA to come into your body. It said what small will be so what cast a day and she will be for but way through vaccine. And here the what we are, the company say, and what we know call him dream, a lipid na surround the mRNA no, a boo. Ain't a boo pa, nothing no. mRNA, I shall say a spike protein. Some of you also me picture of coronavirus. Who's answer that and never be to your home and only spike proteins. No, now I shall see a spike proteins. No, ain't you bra a coronavirus spike proteins. And why nobody listen? I dear be up by your hunem dream. Any concept na into a soldier will be who them from immune system. No, say God is amazing. Into a soldier for our immune system. No, oh, we almost had it on some idea when you're in it. I didn't know about your winning dream. I was here to be a you to kuno. Into that body, no, I a day. I shall see, I can say, you know what, you're back with ya a day. No, when I elicit immune response immediately into now, spike proteins now into now body immune system spitting out. But the good news they say a very now spitting out. Now saying memory. I just said memory to say computer. That computer know what memory no. And now say another form of memory will be say, oh, refrigerator, now where do you room? Time be a come do be a fridge, no way, no way. It's the same thing here. We'll body in any memory, and your antibodies, into any side memory, no. Side doing up our show immune system until next time we are exposed to COVID-19. And while nobody make us say, I deal with your kind maybe you know, and you pass or tenny pedriano into heading see you kuno, no over mounting immune response, no by a or baby kuno. Into that's how mRNA technology a year juma. It Pfizer any Moderna vaccines no and no use mRNA technology I made make up wasimi. Into these are some of the pictures. Now, yeah, Johnson and Johnson, so or no, so you say no more vaccines near a year, Juma, or no, you should be a friend of viral vector. And to a known of virus, be all no one yari of harmless virus into a COVID-19 virus, a harmless virus and wafa. And to a fair no, so into ways to see a smana man up on him, dear no moon. And to a fan no, I day. What you also try a ashe bibi musaya smano amanako. Into also call when them do the same silence response I make up once and no try a day. Aquaye. Now body knows when your side memory back no. Now that means you who no try a day. It to be a kuno. Into your sharp Pfizer any Moderna no and no a 2 doses. 2-dose vaccine. Johnson and Johnson a single dose vaccine. Johnson and Johnson a single dose vaccine. Pfizer, Moderna, a 2-dose vaccine. Yeah, no one vaccines or AstraZeneca for you be. And so when we near America see. And then say another country is why you be in 20 near America. But America could do Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson and Johnson vaccines. They work from say. And picture in here. So Moderna vaccine no. When your first dose, second dose is usually 4 to 6 weeks after first dose. Pfizer, first dose, second dose is about 3 to 6 weeks after the first dose. And picture of available vaccines away. Once I make us and make be say mRNA a fragile and no thing you use lipid, the shell lipid in yes man call when them and just to back up and explain a little bit. Once I say vaccine you freezing and grow society vaccine see a freezer and see a freezing because mRNA a fragile. So we had the sasa with the share regular fridge one a best say. And no one also freezing into almost freezing on normal transport we could do the destination. And was also freezing on the bra ye de barber wall ye every freezer no near the sea counter so near phone ye thought we answer ye their wall and also empty and vaccines no at the end of the day no a big car almost means you see I was so too. And no one they do have vaccines they be me say I say farmers who then I'm home so we have extra vaccines. Would you like a vaccine? Would you like a shot? And so on and so forth. Because they can almost be used to so they take out only the amount they need. No much they use no but vaccines to cry effective now. Yes, Moderna vaccine no 95% efficacy. Pfizer 95% efficacy. Me na can make because you need America has say. Now, one thing about Johnson and Johnson vaccine is say it need a high efficacy to say it's around 60 or 61%, 62%. Over society efficacy rate near so low, now you my emergency use authorization. If we say and no prevent severe COVID disease, I think so prevent hospitalization. If I when you're COVID, a prevented a be a when you won't go to hospital. And no intin as our brain or sa particular Johnson and Johnson also adding a count I a into these are some of the things. But me person be stressy be a catch them one sunny for herd immunity. Say your friend is saying vaccines, yeah, and medium self of once them already my catch them say and yadia. The technology in what dada. In Crofacas, oh, yeah, the mawa, a best say with DNA, and you know, cray, into being yes, I did be a rata. If you know, crass, I matter see a series, the mawa cry, she obey infertile. If you know, crass, I say, will bear my any idea. Mr. Mosani, a minute 90 days, and you know, cray. Now they to the year push, say, yeah, vaccinated will be because we're trying to get to herd immunity. And some you do herd immunity, and just say about 80 to 90% of the entire US population are vaccinated or more against COVID-19. And no herd immunity and they say, you're vaccinating me probably brain. That's our brain, you're no, and your baby and your day, uncle, into your baby and who say the amount of cases no bedding Now, our protecting at risk. So that's what herd immunity is, and that's what we're trying to get to, hopefully. Into vaccines, the side effects may be anything. Side effects of vaccines, if you say when you flu. When you flu down, when you said yes, it or why I say, when name when you are arthralgia, when name when you are a day, a ya, or when you are ya, maybe when you fever, and what do, or what bread with tip high, not a woo pain, into baby at the wall panion. Definitely when your pain a war because you can who say a panion a day wall, see the panion, and so yo yara. Into India, it's normal. Into when your pain will help you create a hobby to be a swell, which is another common side effect. Into the occasion microphone say, said your bear, fever, and then your man no. Your catch so you can take Tylenol. Into a recommended so which me at no Tylenol an hour before backward year I mean upper wall paniano. Ube feels so which me on Tylenol. No monsieur bebree. I feel so back wall panian and Mr. Robert, but they are so dress it lightly. And was shot idea to children because you're a wall panier. Not I didn't side chewa. And we are all panian, we ever say me a woman I ya. It should be a very light. Said a bear in your day, uncle meow. I feel so drew fear and the honey ya. But what they are exercise one son at the forefront so which we are fat you watch cloth ya no abunsu you know no achi without the after to where they elho. Now the can says but the sa baby a wall panny and why we yonder why a redder. Ebia within next 24 hours and then call ya but what they are never wow doctor and catch in the echo no want to be more foot to as to what to do. I feel side effects of fever and it chills and nay, it's pie when ya when near the say a pass within 48 hours no enquire and also after a doctor. Not what to me a punch a day and any MS so ye. We be say mama who said coronavirus vaccine say a day man when you sign our site to be a friend of vaccine safe, be safe. I reported any adverse event, yet breakers adverse event, ye be side effect a bro so. In the event so be side effect be a bro so send it pine for maybe 3, 4, 5 days and call it near one vaccine. You better report it to say vaccine a site, at least no who into they are constantly collecting data. Said they can go back and review all of this data and Sania may the final approval to use these vaccines. No people are saying time ben party bit to me away in Sapani away. Into almost start phase 1. Into phase 1 every December, copim February a year king. Into sa brand the young crofwa or more healthcare workers are normal warm paniano. In crofwa abia no winning crofwa more COVID-19 or more obi or COVID-19. In crofwa long-term care facilities to send nursing home, assisted living facilities, police of war, crofwa fire for emergency medical services of war, who's the ambulances and the idea no. In crofwa maybe or more prison and a shelters and a home care for also so almost so normal casa phase 1 for no. That was phase 1. Phase 2 year from February to April. And no obi already over the age of 65. Obi abia wo ho na bia fa so wo yare ba ko say diabetes and asthma and high blood pressure. And abia wo nipa no diabetes ni asthma, too. And I said 1 to say be a hypertension and now in early education into a teacher for any the lower grades no but what they ain't be one penny because they are approved into a teacher for the children almost eligible was our phase 2 and a teacher for from K to 12 also almost eligible in transit authority into be or campus trained any all public transportation employees don't so work at home. Profo ye adwuma grocery store so kai hu so mo no omo nipa bebre da bia no profo ko grocery ekopie. Profo ye adwuma agriculture profo omo tete ye strawberries ne ye fruit ahodo omo de bre omo kasa phase 2 group no. Sanitation workers omo nso ye den eka ho. Public works and no almost say they echo public works if you hire now to the proposal to for more years say you any idea no sa group no and a public health workers woman when you more department of public health any idea and as a community public health nurses no or sa group near the phase 3 year from April to June and only the obia but the person mama who said the phases are changing over time. When it's not written in stone, yes, okay. Saying you feel so sad and it is our phase 3 in the cry, it will go all the way into the fall. Maybe to me, they are vaccinated ubia. And our phase really state beyond said you all go through our process way. Yeah, state has a county higher almost send you what county email. So what person be coronavirus vaccine na fill the form never be den be wo. Inti ya email no on a Monday in January. You feel Wednesday, you go your first dose. Your second dose, you one, I think around the 24th of February. Because now someone 65 and bro, so when you do healthcare no home. But yes, it's true. But it sounds say your county, independent north nintino, and widely available. Yeah, your county has said no. Coronavirus vaccine or or pharmacy, CVS will be, giant pharmacy will be any idea. And that governance, so idea why it was state of Maryland, why idea power free said will be a big vaccination sites. Almost the CC tents be brave. So much as more vaccinating for in 10 times so in 10 times so. In Maryland, you're different. DC say people are having a hard time so being a vaccine. No. Still, no, but that's all phase 1. Only through phase 2. Into grow for any challenge so being a vaccine. No. Baby say New York saying yes. Or what shall I say vaccinate people over the age of 65, but still are having a hard time getting the vaccine. It really depends on the state, any governor, or your warrior. Republican governors, me state here, your governor or your Republican, but only Sapa. But other states now, almost governors here Republicans, it doesn't seem as if they're using their brains because and many people can't and yet correct. To give an example, Texas and Florida. And then say Alabama, or more governors like so mask mandates a year through her, which we are power to which we be. Meaning, so what coronavirus vaccine? It doesn't mean say you don't have to practice social distancing. You still have to be 6 feet apart. It's extremely important. You still have to wear your mask because when say your variants of COVID-19 so there's so many variants and strains it could be said so far say vaccines it may protect us against those variants, but we don't know. And because we don't know, it's better so be protected. Wear your mask, practice social distancing, make sure so you're washing your hands. Clean with surfaces, making sure so we use hand sanitizer as needed. So we share our hand sanitizer, we use it 3 times, but what in the bathroom? Because hand washing is the best way to avoid any transmission of any bacteria or viruses. Here, Mr. Momo, share mask. What it told me, instead of share mask, not cover when you know, mask at Mono, most uncle for you don't believe in science. And I don't mask as your hand. Wow, mask, what you believe in science? Wow, mask that you don't believe in science. What mask it all about you said don't believe in magic. Say yeah, by some magic, by some mere magic on doing your COVID. It's you're very careful. Wear your mask correctly, wash your hands, practice social distancing. Meaning so almost say yeah, vaccination. I got that any idea. Yes, it's okay. But one thing we need to keep in mind and it's saying everyone is COVID positive unless proven otherwise. Keep that in your mind. Everyone is COVID positive unless proven otherwise. And no into the mobile microphone sorry. Although I cast mamon congregate, God has given us brains to use it. And so, I see a sorry. God is not only in the sanctuary, He is omnipresent. He is everywhere. The word of God says, so you going to the church doesn't mean say God is going to meet you there. If God hasn't already met you and you feel that going into the church is going to meet you, then you have a problem. You better analyze your life as we're speaking. It is also for Manu questions. Miss me will answer. Allah what I'm mute.
Yo, Dr. Manu, Chese, O Casano Buhana Mestre. It is a very Usi Bubunu Pim. Ama many graduate. Enti Afe Minuanuma and there Mobabichi. Dr. Mahusa, what the own yes of Wuntino, O Casane Chia, Yans of Ono, a Casa what? Pa, the Casasa, and teachers. Guys, afei ebebia to mo me pesa me ka bio se baby a wodede wo ho a ye nhye no so se oya e call life straight obetimi abiewu wade no na question bi a wo no de aba doctor na me chocho Doctor and Dr. Tifia. The first question, Doctor and Dr. Tifia said I'm on top one level bayo.
Pastor Bayo.
Daniel, my Musa question.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a what happened, let's say, Doctor now can herd immunity. I say, what church mu say, sinipa do no nya vaccine no. Yare no be fa hen. Na pese e to ebo ase di hon komo. I say nipa bebre nte sa de no ase say herd immunity no and say. It is say na say de wo kan no say meti ase yi am say me kan na ke say wahwe.
Yes.
And say emfa say me manya yare no. Ana ma wo vaccine me ira wo. Me ba wo. Na so de ma me ko bia wa. Yare no onya ba bia amfa. Sana herd immunity na ase no. Yare no onya ba bia amfa no akosa obia. And until na ma se me wo na wo wa ehia if you say ye brabra yare no say oni territory.
Yes.
Yeah, wo fa sana me ti ase ana sana o kana.
And no herd immunity and no. It is here to be vaccinated. Yeah, into what right here, pa. It is to be vaccinated enough people, which we're trying to get to that 90% of the population. And we hope so because also childhood immunization, since a polio, for example. Yeah. How do they eliminate polio? It's because of herd immunity. We vaccinated enough children so that the disease could not go anywhere. So why is that from for? So why be open to us want to be
okay. Maybe the match no wa ha na me pese tie for the question ba. O question is saying, obetimi e de o de aba. Daniel, o question is saying.
And your question contribution kakra no beka. Enye hu ankasa say o koka. It just say just spread out the word of God. Okay. Like how Pastor Wakano. Me question be on just say okoka sampana ebe hu de be dem ba okoka Manu bon just go and say the word of God and you'll be happy.
Good. Thank you very much. This is what we indeed ebe ma kwan bi ogi se ma fro. Indeed wo mo aka no question one say yes ba chokoso.
Catching ye.
Yes, koso.
The doctor sipa na masimbisa ne se me wo vaccine na kire se mintimi enya COVID na masimbisa no.
That's a very good question. Very good question. There are a lot of unknowns at this time. But all vaccine it protect you. So you have up to 90% protection against COVID-19. But when you're severe, you will not end up in the hospital or end up dying. Let's keep that in the back of our mind. Remember, for example, the flu vaccine, right? Flu vaccine, or flu vaccine, it doesn't mean say you're not going to get the flu. You may get the flu, but it's not going to be as severe, causing you to end up in the hospital. And you still have protection.
Korea Kranti. Kojo, I'm so Maggie. It does a park actually. Kojo Koso. Senso Maggie.
Pastor Patrick Mia.
Okay.
Dr. Manu, that's a pass away. We're breaking it down to a layman's terms. If I try my question, they say, you mentioned J&J vaccine, since it uses the viral vector now, and it's used on people with severe COVID. So let's take, for instance, if someone gets the J&J vaccine, now say on a severe level, COVID nibia, can they administer either the Moderna or the Pfizer since that efficacy is really high, and then since the methodology is also different?
That's a very good question. You can't. And to keep in mind, say, we know what I use mRNA technology, we use a viral vector. Once you get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, that one dose, no, you cannot go back to COVID until I need to get the Pfizer or the Moderna. What they're doing right now, they're trying to study this to see, say, would we need a booster dose at a certain point in time? So we're still studying that. But when you this vaccine, you can't go around getting other vaccines because you have to think about interactions as well between the various vaccines.
Doctor, me will follow up question. If you say, once you move on, the anity and the TV, me cancer for no. Magna, I know some woman. I make my walk back, now come baby. And the men of my magazines I make what J&J, Johnson and Johnson.
Okay.
And the sunny walking. And no bar after say more release a Moderna Pfizer. And in fact, my house area research every time I throw media make war. No. Some person one nam come baby, and you feel I'm 26 weeks. Masanya ba. Then I can home.
You know what? Because it all has efficacy. Let me just go back past that. Flu vaccine, no. Efficacy is very low.
Yes.
It's very low. You know, and before I bring also flu vaccine do 70% efficacy, right? It's actually less than about 60% efficacy. And so we get the flu vaccine all the time. It's the fact that Johnson & Johnson a vaccine and what's our low efficacy doesn't mean it doesn't work. Also, if you're gonna get that one dose, the intro we our one dose is a deeper normal person be two and America here, it's a democratic country, right? You have to give people options. And they created this one, so it gives people options and they don't have to go back and get it.
Yeah.
It's an option for you to be able to, you know.
Yeah. What question, Biano?
Pastor Pacho, we will follow up to that question again,
Yes.
Pacho. Dr. Manu, so with that said, I know, so you said you're still gathering data. More information, data, say, Johnson & Johnson versus Pfizer and Moderna, people who are also, are they testing, the rate at which they're testing positive again, more sad data now?
Yeah, we don't have it. So we're still collecting data. So there's a lot of unknowns because keep in mind that COVID came in what? In 2019, right? And we've been working on this, trying to get the vaccine produced and made first. That step has been completed. So the next step is to be doing these ad hoc analysis over time. We were going to draw people's blood. We're going to analyze all of that. And then when that information comes out, data comes out, we will present it. But we don't carry, and keep in mind, so we didn't do any head-to-head studies. So we didn't compare Pfizer to Moderna or to Johnson & Johnson. Head-to-head studies, that's what it means. We didn't do that. So we really can't speak to that. But until said, you're vaccinated, that we can still continue to do clinical trials to get more information so we can give it back to the public.
That's Aja who we are now a penny kum so abaso. Timage antimage satisfied. Okay. In here. Also
me register last week Thursday. And I change it. Johnson & Johnson. Now, baby, I'm telling City. You go register no. Abroad to Obusa say, the head of the boy. Okay, Johnson & Johnson, no, now we did that also. Obia and pet the other two, no. Other if you say near me, no, on near that Jim work on near me. The me don't be Friday, cocoa, almost a week in here. Yeah, fine, BBNC. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson in the City have a problem here. And I have just say, independent land crowd for another, no, and shut down what. I can record this one, because this will be 5 minutes and your friend. And say, Mommy and call, say, Johnson, say, why you is against COVID-19. Mommy and call, that's at the very any abra, what actually win. Yanko, one, battle.
That's a panic.
Oh, Pastor Medasi, Mami Vera, that's sending church, a church. More a couple of questions I'm pretty Kenya Nabu. First one, you said Moderna and Pfizer, 2 doses. Is it possible there? About first one with Moderna, now I got the second one with Pfizer. That is one question.
No. So once again, let me go back. Keep in mind that we didn't do head-to-head studies, right? We didn't compare Moderna to Pfizer. We never did a head-to-head study. So you don't want to do that. If you get Moderna, you have to stick with Moderna. When you're Pfizer, you have to stick with Pfizer. If you get Johnson & Johnson, you've got to stick with it because we didn't do head-to-head study.
Okay. Second question is, just as Johnson & Johnson buy out, and I'm the Catholic community or more. They were protesting, said they don't want their people to get that. Can you give us why it is
Catholic Johnson vaccine, no?
Yeah, what happened? They say, one more argument say, one more use a fetus cell from 1950.
Oh, because of use
okay. And say, yeah, now the difference between cell line and a cell, no. What day moon teach
so okay. You know, it's quite interesting. So you use fetus cell because this is a viral vector, right? A viral vector means taking a virus that is not harmful, right? And then presenting it to the body. It is cell line. I said, meaning someone to Mami Wadia, a Henrietta lax, like HeLa cells. So meaning someone HeLa cells, HeLa cells near use for cancer. It cancer really be while we got it from the HeLa cells. And he almost fat na sa mama no Henrietta Lacks no when you quite kind of book. No, she was very poor. And no cancers. I no or Johns Hopkins. I want no could treat him. No, because her cancer cells no did not die. They kept on growing. Although she was dead, they kept on growing and growing and growing. So they've been using her cell line for research for a very long time. So that's what a cell line is. Taking someone's cells and growing it in the lab, which has been done all the time. Cancer patients say, no, you to reform cells, yeah, go grow a lab. Don't grow, we are now their money to challenge their body to fight against the cancer. That's a cell line. Well, for fetus, they are usually use placenta. They don't use the actual fetus. It's not that akwalana well we know you ne placenta no so and no one cells be what we do or would be and also use in research. I hope so it makes sense. So the cell line comes from a person, you grow it in the lab, it lives forever. But the placenta, you take that placenta from that particular baby, whoever it is, no, and then you can use it for research as well.
Yeah, me corrected them and answer uncle what was in 1985, actually, me got 58. Almost say it was a fetus that was aborted in 1985. Outlets for or more ethical argument. No. Sorry, uncle.
It's interesting that they're saying that because how can you abort a fetus that long time ago and then be using it? I mean, we have to kind of be real with some of these things.
Okay. The next one, my name say especially in my age more healthcare. Most of us are working, but we are still being tested.
Right.
And I don't see for me I don't see the idea behind it.
Yeah.
And just recently, about 5 of my colleagues, our first and second, they tested positive, and they had to let them go home and until CDC started to say now if you test positive, you don't have to quarantine and that be bizarre. What is the idea behind them keeps testing us when almost the patients in most of them now and nurses most of but still they are still testing us.
Yeah. It has a lot to do with economics. Also, it's a capitalist society, right? People have to make money. People have to make money. Okay, so if people have to make money, it's not only the testing. So we are a hospital, no patients at home. If they find out, you're not doing the test now, people are going to get scared. In Kuffour, the hospital is going to lose money. The nursing home is going to lose money. The assisted living facility is going to lose money. And so they are doing all of this testing, thinking that it's going to actually make a difference, but it doesn't. And a problem with testing over and over, they say you can get some false positives. And yet, but it's because you've been doing this thing over and over and over. So you can have some false positives. Problem back when they say you can have cross-contamination as well over time with this constant testing people. And it is unfortunate, but it's because I say, company, keep in mind, people have to make money and they don't want to make the investors afraid and not invest.
Okay, my last question answer if it looks like I'm taking the whole time. I've even lost my thought. I'll come back later. I've just lost my thought.
Cynthia Koso.
Me pacho na me bua kakra. Na also ebinuma first and second dose and so ma tested positive. Yes, vaccine no bear in mind say any 100% efficacy rate. Even if it is 100%, everybody and their body, and why people react different ways in different times. You know, sometimes we don't understand. And until ubetimi anya 2 doses no, but you may still test positive. The good thing is that you may not get the active disease from the disease from abuano, but ubetimi are tested positive. It doesn't mean say vaccine is good. Now I knew say all these things will come out. Say obi awo 2 so I start testing positive. So Ambeka said be a vaccine. No, that's not what it means. People get measles vaccines, but they still get the measles, even the measles disease. It's natural. If you don't still understand it, because we are reacting differently. And na me buaka kra or herd immunity no. Herd immunity no mostly by vaccine to make the my but nanka you bet me no active disease. Now a lot of people have recovered from it. Unfortunately, COVID never no. The immunity doesn't last. And think the way yenya nipa bebre ama omenya active disease are recover. Nanka say bikra anka herd immunity started setting in, but me who say the immunity from the active disease of the virus doesn't last so long. And until now, vaccine no. Because most of us right now we walk free from certain diseases, maybe measles, Hep A, and those things, because of the immunization. As a vaccination, some people have already taken, and none are that's to protect it. And until vaccine, they're but the good thing is that a vaccine started by it. Vaccine has been there since time immemorial. With the help of vaccines, certain diseases are not even in the world anymore. A typical example is smallpox. With the help of vaccination, I don't think we even have it in the lab. And until some microphobia confuse you, the other confuse you no cry, no because our first that for one day throw until Emma will be confused. The vaccine is good. Do you think say Penufo will be in a or you think they are using a different vaccine? No, it's the same thing with the Kuma. The day woman or Ibiana or day war. The only thing is say because it became a pandemic, the timeline for studying, so long. But studies is still ongoing. They are so steady. At a point in time, nobody will say never be but I haven't heard they say cause any fatality or anything. Enti good. Mama yengo na ebeboa yenya na yentu ase emfiri wiase kwa because me feel say obi anya comfortable with the mask and other things made them ase.
COVID-19 is here to stay. We're not going to eliminate it. It's a flu. It's going to be like influenza. Also, we had a pandemic in the 1918s, and it's still here, right? So COVID-19 is here to stay. It can only go if human behavior. It can only go if we wear masks, if we practice social distancing, if we listen to what the scientists are telling us. So let's just keep that in mind as well. Pacho, my husband has a question.
One na tifi nke be na busa wo fie wa. Wahene Dr. Manu Bachoko so na uncles o ya ira betima saba.
Ipa chemitna kasa.
There be unyanye menyam frɛ ntito bo ase.
Okay.
Yo, ozofo be da ase. Say ya dey ame ya hunu doctor fo bebre a wo bon medical school. Ebi no say wonom vitamins, zinc, whatever anke twade akakedro abrobe. Ebi no kra say wonu adokono ehu nsu a etu no. Ebi si wo punu kamfa ekọ. Pacho WhatsApp University and then the person doctor eboaye na obi oye professor wo ho bia no one gene certificate e mame.
I'm being careful. Say the course they say will boost your immune system. And none of the whole thing as they say, what was he say about boosting your immune system? When you're very careful about that, then you can say you boost your immune system. Because then you cannot improve upon what God has already made. If you're boosting your immune system, that means you're saying you're making it better, but you're not God. You can't make things better. You are the creature. He's the creator.
Okay.
Okay.
To be uncle.
Pastor Median, my Kai Median.
Okay.
Yeah, doctor, sorry, sir, about back. So you said Moderna and Pfizer no more answer the new variant no start to see a but they are telling us a bit more I fight no. I don't know. I don't know if they have any research to show say vaccine no more na new variant it targeted those new variant. And then the last comment to some pedemia about a local no. According to just said so bolo I react with so many medications. Then my prescription medications, so they are very careful. Say, no so bolo na no. It affects the so blood pressure na no or was so many or react with it. Because careful, so bolo na especially hibiscus successful. Second one is just a comment. The first one, and the person who say, is the vaccine so?
Yeah. So once again, there are a lot of things we don't know. There are a lot of things we don't know. And I would rather say we don't know than to tell you say we do know. Because if I say we do know, then I'm lying to you. And a lot of people will always want to give you an answer to a question, which is bad. As a scientist, you don't do that. You always have to let the facts, the data support what you're saying. Although it may protect us against the variant, but we don't know. I just see a train. As time goes on, no, and if it's protecting us or not. But just get the vaccine, because let me just say this. Let me just say this. If you get COVID, you can die. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you get COVID, whether you're healthy, whether you have diabetes, whether you have high blood pressure or asthma, or you're healthy, if you get COVID, you can die. That's the reality. Secondly, if you get COVID, the long-term side effects of COVID are even horrible than the disease, such as brain fog. Even when you have COVID or when you have brain fog, it's like their brain has now become cloudy. They can't even think. They can't make decisions anymore. A lot of these people are now on dialysis because I say the kidneys. Even when your breathing problems are or so even daytime so those are the long-term side effects. But then you can get a vaccine that can also give you some immunity against this, protection against all of this thing. When you say choice, choose life or choose death. You want to live for your children.
Abia ansana make my next person. Nia okasa for okasa twa to no kan no doctor. Me also me research me yoye about hibiscus no so bolo no say e betimi affect your kidney.
Yes.
Well, it is a unum no fufu no anya careful. E be of so protect you ho a ya hweye. Semi uncle kan no. Obu ha aduro bi a wonum so e betimi asi no kwan say aduro no ntimi nya adwuma se ne esese yo. Na your kidney na wo hosa na ye ne ma bebre.
Oh yes.
Enti se wonum na wonum e se na nka mebusa se me na abrewa a ono wonko school da. No se na sofo. Asma mo ken me num hibiscus me num neman de abrobe hunsuo dokono hunsuo na no yama me ai na esa me ko wo pani so just say natural remedies against vaccine efutu obe na ode efa ho amaye so aka na be so science so bi oba
me pese me catch am say natural remedies your chrome natural remedies no e bi ye.
Oh yeah.
Problem by your what natural remedies is you need dosage. You need dosage. Sure. Also, Chrome has said no. Yeah, research where drew be out one. Also, phase 1 clinical trials. We look at toxicity. How toxic is the drug to the body? And then we look at efficacy. Okay, and then we look at dosage.
Dr. Mebo, efficacy, I'm marking efficacy. One hand.
It's efficacy. They say a drone. Did you make it to me? If you have metformin, for diabetes, metformin, you also offer metformin. A boy, and my friend is saying insulin. No, it me ye. You may ye ne pia a citrino. I ne na mumojan. It me pia for cells too. Na cells na ye. It be the ye. Juma said ye be a citrin in na muhume unem diemu. Now ko say one sano and one nano. Into no the efficacy. Any a dosage, you share tablet and it's your first metformin making 500 milligrams. See the amount twice a day, saying the bedding, a bit to me up wow. Near a dosage. Yes, your chromono. Yes, sir. Obia share toxicity of a drone, said the drone bet me a say one empty. Obia share efficacy, said the drone is a juma. Obia so share dosage. So, Sankabia, yes, I near Manu, and Kabia, yes, natural herbs, no, and Kiebe to me a package, Edia, year drew. Ye need those into a because and no sobola, maybe you'll be a bottle, say, who are here sobolagum, or no bottle, we say bear 5 a day. Said yourself with kidneys, wouldn't what is doing, and I will be away of what we friend a cytochrome P450. And no. And they to me causes up interacting the same rock to our wolf funnel. So I say to go P450 no, it to be any the caboma it causes problems with bring a day. Oh, name to Miss Ramo. You name a drone dosage, Miss Ramo, Fabronia Druno, Alpha be near Druno, Mummy and you're very careful. What's up, University said my husband kind, Mummy and you're very careful, and some of what kind of and you know correct. And so provide judge them day and nobody yeah, Juma. Protect yourself. Live for your family. Extremely important.
Yeah. Daniel Bafo. I'm so be a nyamai. Now person kasa kakra.
All kind doses no. With the margin called max no kakra. Until max no set me we no say do win. Does the max help more than the other ones? Because all the time it's max. What about a drone and casa? I want to know more about a drone. What about max now? Share it will help you with everything. That's my question.
Okay. Why are they Daniel?
Mask no, a boy will change your vaccine. No. Is that the question? What question on the patch?
Yes, please. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And to opus say mask no, a bit boy change your vaccine. You have to do both. Mask and it protect you. So because we say COVID, you know, you can get it transmitted through the nostrils, the nasal cavity, or through your mouth. Into by covering your nose and your mouth and having that tight fitting wahano. Said be a BBN room, ne cover wahano so. A beboa said be a BBN de enko where you know. It protects you. But no, in terms of efficacy, say how much protection at the bemauno and no yenim and no internet or vaccine because ya shada your whole clinical trials yenim se be protect you up to 90% and after 60% into a better sort of vaccine. And a mask also say bo akwa abontia obo ho nsha mask. Will protect you, but the you're supposed to wear it to protect each other. That's how the mask works. You protect me, I protect you. Obo ho nshebi, ebi akwa grocery store obi awensi akwa ko gu we yi no so. Wo mask no so. Urefi wan kai, we ya no waso, sa e ho no mu no. Uso we bi odi akoka wano, odi akoka wo no, odi akwa wanum. We heard what transmit ye den echo. But what vaccine it ya, you still have protection. Into Mr. Moa, Mommy and Shem mask no, the Enzyme and what panions.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pa Daniel. Why are they pa? So be a question for Frobia. Ubeti be o microphone on na o de aba. Yes, I have mama and a cabe says Simedum, you know, you didn't come over. Doctor, be a yamai.
Question.
Okay, Pachokoso.
Me patchon person me bisa doctor say mo say ye nyina ye nkon wo vaccine ne bi ba person me find out about nkola no say is it compulsory say so mo wo bia na in what age in so mo wo because nkola no so is it possible say I mean almost on betumi enya yare ni bia na and how effective it is with nkola no in ye compulsory so mo wo vaccine ni bi and what age in so mo wo na.
The age of vaccine on Colana is 16 and up. Into Pfizer, and say Pfizer is 16 years and up. Moderna 18 years and up. And then say Johnson and Johnson is 16 years and up. People can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what it is. On why yes studies no on Colanke twaso. Into obi or under the age of 16 no. Yeah, I research almost so. Afei na omo ye clinical trials. It was in Kwadano was 16 and under. Omo from 16 all the way to the age of 12. On it cut off. A train on from 12 and under. But they say dear wo hono bromun to me inti more and high school and a bit to me COVID-19 vaccine. Say that's where we are. In Kwalanke to a bit to me COVID-19. But yeah, normal bodies need to be a fight against it. But I know in Chrese or Munya woman, you know, and near numbers be a Chrese or be what ya padake to onya COVID-19 away de woo. And once again, protection, Miss Ramo. Momano minim say so much as see a BA school, some phone schools, what I say. Into be pamocho, woman econo mask, minim sakalaji difficult, but more encouraging woman. Omo show omo mask, omo who omo nsa. Social distance, obano so obefia mesra, obani bedru ya the first thing. Ofani free bus stop wa. Wodi ni ride there ma run atade nyina. Emfa ne nkwo we there mansa. Run hu nyina. Nefa ne kwagina bathroom ne dware no. Just so you can wash everything off. And sana what the akodana course a kitchen was a diamana akudidi. Ni nyina a way to protect your child. But unfortunately, no, in ketwane die, you need bibia ema wo sabri aye kase.
That's a pa sebi o hobio a bu question it was break akra bi be si mankron. Bra obi a mete woni an magyan. Bra obi mai no. One say adeba research work no protocols a won koda ho no. Yana dawson pa. It's an abuse ne impact ntino so bi kra obenya waiver no from your university no abrim ye. Any other in Tiana for Brenna said all kind of woman suahunu akyerɛ sɛ ya no no utimi.
First time Pacho no question.
Okay, Pacho koso.
Dr. Pacho. Yeah, vaccine yet say another third one beba. Is it true or not? Because every year I'm a second dose. Yeah, Mamu dear, but I'm looking forward to the third one. Emma, so they are ready. And why do you? Because my word, yeah, you show that it tries a Namasuka class and we are paying the coffee. But I go for Dr. Biba, you will want to pass it. I had the third dose, but we don't know how sure it is. It's a percent say another 10.
And once again, we don't know. And to me, immunize up to 90% of the population. Yeah, dear, and they say, yeah, trim for moja, so over time. Yeah, check it, I near my way, and I have to say, you be here third dose, and I hear third dose. See, you be here, there it will come. Now, once again, let me go back. COVID-19 vaccine, it may be some time to come. No? It may be a vaccine, maybe about one annual, it's a flu vaccine, because it's here to stay. So we may have that, but we don't know. In the third vaccine, we are still working on it. We're still looking at all of this data. Hold on to and let's see what happens long term.
Yeah, Pastor, I'm saying Obi chat, Obi asked any chat, we draw attention to it.
Yeah, yes.
Or say hi, see a blood thinner.
Yeah.
Doc said 1 cup. Doc said 1 cup a day is okay. Can you please, Debbie man, say 1 cup you okay? Oh, Debbie. Me recommend this obolo. They say ye nim dose.
Dosage, yeah.
Ye nim dosage. And ye nim dosage, you know, any kwasa okondom because who nim dosage, you know. It is someone 1 cup, someone 2 cups, someone 3 cups, so ye nim dosage. Into me sramo, men kondom. So if you so pay your complementary medicine. Complementary medicine is our herbs, the idea near my end. On the Kubusa, our healthcare practitioner. What did they catch and say? You know what? Me person me use to say drewy, but me no say drewy. Nebusa, never or no emma apanchre. Man kanda say 1 cup you okay.
Yeah. Obi a person obusa be bit man doctor, one will say yeah kind of sam. Dosage no.
My next question.
Yeah, mama. Okay, dosage no. Any day.
Yo, any ahia obefa. Enti ahia obefa yen fa so say me can metformin ho asem. Metformin, your 500 milligram tablets or hono. Enti bia our doctor say for 500 milligram tablets 2 times a day and now once a day. So into a no dosage, no amount, no a hen so far. It's say you can say fatrema. Ebi akwa now doctor ama we where drew or say where drew no fatrema and no dosage na make a horse.
Yeah, I'm so correcting or seeing you now kind of Mr. Doctor been a kind.
Oh,
yeah, Celestine, cause why?
Yo, me person me beside doctor say, I heard say, you say, mobinya coronavirus na, or quarantine home for 2 weeks, na say bia, what to say when you're now you're not going to get it. How true is that?
okay, that's a very good question. Once again, no, I always say this, and I'm going to say it again. Everyone is COVID positive unless proven otherwise. You're positive, right? Or quarantine in home for 14 days. You don't know whether they're still harboring the COVID in them because you're symptomatic people. They have it for more than 14 days, and the virus is still circulating in their bodies. And no into the Mr. Also, when you're COVID-19, if you are, wear a mask. Avoid it. Call them via FaceTime or something. Why do you have to go to their house? Wear a mask. I just put food in front of your door. Could you please go get it and eat it? Everyone is COVID positive until it's proven otherwise. Let us protect ourselves. Let us protect our families. It's extremely important. A lot of this information we don't know. We are learning so much about this virus. What can I say? Bye, no. You can't say we here so share mask. What can I say? COVID by near see share mask and we here. After actually what who said. Because someone who said a respiratory disease. And as things come up, we learn more about this virus over time. Protect yourself, protect your family.
That's a part.
Also, quiet test, no, that's who say moja no like to see and positive or negative. So, can we still go close to her or him or her?
Unless you live with a person, now we need choice. You've got to be close to that person, right? When you if you know COVID, you still have to wear your mask, protect yourself, and all of that. But if according to fear, and yet necessary, so I would say, please don't risk it. Why do you risk it? Unless just a winning choice. So winning choice, yeah, winning choice. Okay, but let's just be cautious. Let's just take those precautions. Wear the mask, protect yourself, wash your hands 6 feet apart.
Yes, that's a pass. So be for hope you are a doctor. The mafa in brain say, Yadia wins a see the one.
Debbie.
What he said, the be a messing my wapaniano, and I say, me no a natural remedies, may take supplements. The bottom line, my fan said, dim na yadia so more, obia uncle, and you'll be on the banyan who did move. I thought I'd be crabbing young who did mono, not a jow, bribia ankro. Minimobi, nan or by me fear her, but dear. I would in a pronachi and was a pastor fato for no wood and one mafa. If you want your catch him, say, when yabi. That's what tested negative in prensa. Nan's war boa, not untiming me. Was see a fay, a corner doctor, how can I say, Menya be any be. Most me yet me test and my negative. And a doctor no. Omoboano titi no. Yeah, or say, Pastor near Jamison says, he say. Me me lungs. My breath. My negative say so my breath. Pa. What's me nim time at the crow. Just say Yadiano, a bit me Janiama be brave. Ain't you know a bay say a boy and who buy. Since a bit made das a par doctor Manu. Or question now the buyer no, what habit me the biacon. What's up, Queen? Oh, when I deal with no afford their come away. 89 me create WhatsApp line for a deal with. Me share boss I will not flood you with junk. And yam about time and say we need information now about the issue. Now Yanum so be the big brower. The queer crying Ghana for video. Ghana not Dr. B. They also made the doctor. Now what radio so say Bill Gates na ya dear no. Into one ha obey my said okay, obey my back. I don't make an idea so say me and Casa I'm saying now. Yen for health presentations in mind. Me catch them say a not doctor can't a smallpox over for front. When you say Kuffour conspiracy theories, you say, oh, I'll be fufu abeng. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you have a brain and Kuffour kai. And you say, I'm a Ghana, a coin, or Mukodruyan. Omunya 600,000 doses. Kuffour and then the vice president and then you won me. All because of conspiracy theory. And Rana making kind Zimbabwe President Mirafini Dia. Eba ye no okasa ye deda omoboa abrofo no person be wo empane no mukuya ni adea 2 weeks ni we disappear on the country.
Yes.
No ma hwehwe ahu sese wo Kenya wanya yade ni bi o hwe no ho yade nti ya kan kire wo mokwa enti me pese me fa kasa ni nyina say last question bi wo ho a na afi na doctor wa rap no up amaye momma ye moye ho ban me amatuna nwumre bi osu ne say me pese we be free ha akọ. Now, I say, me call enrich your family program. So, I say, Panian will be on a year. We don't know. We don't know. Na sana scientists for Kasa. Say, so for na make Kasa, they make us say, Yamia Sam say. Na scientists for no. It's say a ongoing. And if you move that so coso. The tosso you a drone yan testing chair. Bebre no I'm testing for 2 months. So, entino. Yeah, Wamugusu Sua ho niema. Enti infanshi wadwin mu say yesi afedi aduro no 100% safe. We don't know. Ye nim de betimi ayo. In fact, ye nim side effects across a beba 5 months, 1 year, we don't know. Yeah, ne say yeah he de. E bo ban, e bo ho ban. Say yade no kra ye ono wa pane na enkukuru nhwo bom. Say ye kukuru nkrofo hwe ho. Obate ho pompono enkitinkiti bi na wo kro. And I Dr. Mantia say
correct. The wakane yampa also for me the parcel cancer as in we present and I come the wrap up. Me pese me mama hunu say research no so we e na before and no soon. And no nti dem krofo bebre ye say adro no kra no on be so me kuma before Pfizer for any Moderna for research 9% of black people and a year involved in that study. Johnson and Johnson it was about 19%. Before and I was research no more. It's more fancy side and in some way. I face will be our severe allergies. Severe allergies. So people pass or the night tear grass was a see a pop day a good. So we only power very severe allergies to food, to the environment, to pollen, this manner. Boost our healthcare practitioner and son way to an amwako what padiano. I face so pregnant women. Or why clinical trial in pregnant women. Into when you nest of so vaccine, we know healthcare practitioner needs our home commono and son way to an amo ayade aquaco. The public vaccine so when you sukusia flu vaccine or how they didn't use any eggs. I just wanted to make that plain as well because also they are allergic to eggs. They never used any kind of egg base or anything inside vaccines so as well. Meanwhile, coronavirus about it kills people and it kills you so fast. It will blink you when you are coronavirus. And the long-term side effects, dialysis, breathing problems. So brain fog. Who's a BBA say will brain be fog enough won't to me and focus won't to be making cognitive decisions. You know, that would be a very sad thing. Intimate sramwa a bra say you see a drabano. Mummy uncle no medrono. Oh, diabetes a drone Tylenol. Tylenol is very deadly. Tylenol, you're more deadly than the COVID-19 vaccine. It's much more deadly. So when we pop Tylenol, they say a woody candy. We are Tylenol about 5 a day. That makes me and inside no Tylenol, sir. Ain't it so far as say we no Tylenol now we no it's the same thing. War flu vaccine. War macra measles, mumps, rubella, DTaP, all of those things were side effects. And so protect your home. Let us live for our family. Let us live for our children. Let us take care of ourselves. Wear your mask, practice social distancing, safe social distance 6 feet apart, wash your hands. Wash your hands. Don't let people come to you. Everyone is COVID positive unless proven otherwise.
That's a Dr. Vera Manu. Nyame yadma next week. Yes, I will be so Baba Kasa actually. Minu mama betie ne. Nyame nhyira nyina minim say atase nyama bebre aka.
Pastor Pacho also for our question.
So for
na
me boa kra. Me call ANN Advanced Network News. And me busa say as the for recommendation say me me call Loma Linda.
Mhm.
Dr. Hart on one president of Loma Linda University.
Mhm.
Also recommend this SDN Bianco Sapani Nibi.
Mhm.
And to my wife say, "Well, you him to my catch on the on farming co."
Yeah. Pastor that's pa.
None person maker.
Yeah, okay, a general conference website so any North American division website. Omo release statement best 2 months ni say vaccine no ni efficacy no good. Kire say obia wo ho kwan no wo krofo bi so for yes all the abetum krofo bi din nam say SG for amwa bi ni namu ene edo mo wo ene ade munim say bropete buy no Ellen White suahunu kire say owo bi the SG for doctor for so hwehwe mu say ene yengidie eni tracken ensi ho kwan say wo enti no na no mo office no be frame so for say wo kan sa me nwa me wo nam say bo ye so for na me wo o say na wo be wo nam say me wo no say me a shame nkran nyame nhyira doctor nyame adman next week
I am you yawo
yes
Pastor Pastor next week nyame adon beto aso ara
yes next week nyame adman doctor
okay
you be na be kan ho some
and my man assignment on research man Johnson and Johnson Roman Catholic for no cassette say the abortion you be after more on the year and almost stop all there but if you are against abortion and I say man you sue Johnson and Johnson and I'm presuming no prayer.
I'm so about we late kakra ye no.
But to them I may answer the question.
Oh, okay.
There will be a friend of cell lines. So my name's what healer cells that Henrietta Lacks. No, you be believer. I know Johns Hopkins University no more into over find the cells. Now her cells never died. They lived and they lived. That is a cell line, right? So our cell lines, no, you're used for cancer research. If you need cancer drugs, any idea, which is still being used. My man has died so many years ago, but we have that. Fetus normal is the placenta that's used. Placenta and research. It's be paucho and yadia or wako kuma kwadebi and one fasa fetus the research. A placenta and research. Into your fast old crowd, you know what? Or you bet me off an abana donating a placenta no. I be a research. Okay? Until let's just keep certain things in perspective as well. And research and so we're still taking these drugs. Until at the end of the day, no, do you want to live? Yes, I do want to live. So let's protect ourselves.
That's a pan. Son of a vampire. The American cat to say, your vampire say, Radi Yankopon Branton.
Amen.
No, say, Radia Moya, they are my own. You say, a drop beer, queen pedria mono. I'll be free horn, so a DB for a big job.
Amen.
The vampire is in your main kaya home. Na, obey a free way, as in tem. Yanko Gia home. Doctor, if you yet was sick, say, Amount of quine, then your mere foul so I can say, will enrich your family program. If a vampire, now if we are, after you are all kind of yarn, a bedroom, a dear chili. I may add my next week. You know, Doctor, I get our topic home for next week, watch like a crack.
The husband expect something new.
Yo, Mama, a vampire. You are, it was say, what don't know whom brunty unam. If you is so, yes, you are near man who do be brave. A briar dear way by any at home some ate, and then so be a befire so. A source of boy and Tacitus and Yansem to say, well, ma, would do an apple, say, G. So be a honey whom I shall not so. Me, would you dear say what do to Babua, a man chichimu, and when you can do one honor a buano. Maybe what oba ba so swa. Obedi animal Dr. Kuffour, Vera Kuffour Manu, our back church, Medinisha on sa. Sebra o church. Niema hudo bebre ma o Matias ye kan no so ho na bɔ no ho ban na ne de bia o de agya wo ne kunu ne wo mba ma emra mu na ensi wo yie hyira yɛn o